I wasn't expecting was the new Michael Jackson trailer, a new trailer for a film that is coming out this year. And RB3, you wanted to do a live reaction to it.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is one of my most anticipated movies of the year. I still got to put out the most anticipated video as well. But yeah, that's definitely one of my most anticipated. I love I love Michael Jackson if he's guilt free of all the things he's accused of. If things are not guilty, then we'll see. But I'd just like to point out that the fact that the FBI investigated the homie and they couldn't find anything. So I'm putting that out there. Okay, that's my perspective. I know the HBO doc says something. But again, it's HBO. There's money. That's all I gotta say on that. But anyway, as a musician, I love Michael Jackson, and this movie's gonna be crazy. The cast is crazy. Colman Domingo as Joe Jackson, gonna get a little abusive. Nia Lone as the mother. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. But anyway, I'm so hyped. And I just wanted to do a trailer reaction. I haven't seen the trailer yet, so I don't know if y'all seen it yet.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I did.
I haven't seen. Okay, you did. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, y'all down to watch it together?
Oh yeah.
All right. Bet. Let's tap in. Before I tap in, Joseph Weeks OG said, "I wonder what RB3's indigenous white man thinks of the Melania doc." Well, Melania Trump is one of the finest American figures ever to set foot off of off of the Russian prostitution ships. I mean, she's really, truly one of the finest whores you could find across the seven seas. And somehow she ended up in the White House. What a fascinating exploration. She allegedly met Trump on the Epstein's boat. Oh, wow. I mean, there's nothing fishy about that situation at all. I wonder if they're going to touch on that in the documentary. I will be there opening weekend.
Damn.
That's RB3's indignant white man, But yeah. All right, Michael trailer. All right, here we go.
You're confident. You're strong. You're beautiful. You're the greatest of all time.
Okay, he looked like Michael Jackson. He looking like him.
In this life, y'all the winner.
He looks evil.
Yeah, no, for real.
Y'all want to work in the steel
He got
mill
the
like me for the rest of your days?
some sideburns.
Yeah, because I sure as hell don't.
Some Jackson 5.
Y'all
Oh, you
willing
getting the
to
whole
fight for
life.
it?
Yes, sir.
I need to hear you a little louder. Y'all willing to fight for it?
Yes, sir.
Ready whenever you are, Michael.
Dang, Jaafar Jackson. Okay, Bohemian Rhapsody.
You know what I'm after? You want to be the biggest star in the world?
Off the wall. Miles Teller.
Capitalize on Michael's success. Because the Jackson family.
Okay, we getting some Thriller stuff.
And we need to start selling. So I'm planning an international tour. This is just the beginning.
Okay, God. Ooh.
I need to think.
I told you what to think.
Oh, we can call it wicked right there, Coleman.
But I just want to do my own thing. Just have all these ideas in my head.
Oh, you sound like Michael.
Gotta get them out.
Then do it, Michael. Not a little boy anymore.
Let's see, give him some.
Michael, I knew you were different the moment you were born. You have a very special life.
You see the monkey.
I believe music could change the world. Spread love, joy, and peace.
Oh,
That is what
the
I want the
Pepsi
world to
incident.
feel.
Yeah. Oh, we seeing some Thriller.
Magic.
Oh, it's going crazy. Oh, man. And IMAX, too. And IMAX. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm hyped. What y'all think?
Should I go first? Colman Domingo, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I feel like this is like the first time we've seen him as Joe. He looks evil. Like, truly, you could just, it's the brows and the face and everything. Like, they're going to get into that. But that second half, really like the costuming and everything was super stunning. So I'm very hesitant about this one because I feel like this story is so large. And I do know there was talks that it was supposed to be originally like a part one and part two, if I'm not mistaken. And now I think it's just going to be one, unless I'm wrong. Correct me. But there's a lot to cover. And I think going back to even what you said in the beginning before we started the trailer, like his story, like just looking at his career, his life, I think for a lot of people in our generation, I think it's really hard to fathom because we don't have an equivalent. Even as popular as somebody thinks like a Taylor Swift is, he would make people just pass out just by looking in their direction from hundreds of feet away. Like his star power is something that I'm really excited to see how it gets captured on screen. Obviously, we're seeing all these glimpses. It's looking semi-promising. I feel like there's so much hype that they have to live up to. So that's the only thing I'm worried about.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot there. I'm super curious to see how they're going to handle it. Are they going to tap into more of the emotional side? Are they going to kind of sympathize with a lot of moments? Obviously, I'm sure they will. But there's also like an element of like, this is Lionsgate wanting to make a concert movie. Like people want to hear Billie Jean, people want to hear Thriller, and they want to see the moment where he makes the music video, where like iconic stuff that people would want to see in a Michael Jackson movie. So how do you balance those elements? It's tough. And obviously the controversy, I don't even know if they're going to get into it, but I'm curious to see how they'll balance all that.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to definitely be like straightforward biopic of like Jackson 5 personal life and that turmoil and rise to fame. And I think we're not going to get a lot of that like later, or at least from what I'm seeing from this trailer. And Joseph Ashley said Taylor Swift's not even close to Michael Jackson, not even Beyonce. That's exactly what I'm saying. There's no equivalent. There's nobody, even as much as we think these people have so much like star power, they're still not even like a fraction of what he had. So balancing that in this film, it's going to be really interesting to see.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm very curious to see how they handle it. Like, there's screenshots like this one is just like, for one, gosh, dang, he looked just like Michael Jackson. Like, I'm glad sometimes I kind of roll my eyes at casting a relative, but if it's somebody as big as Michael Jackson, like, I don't want to see the Michael B. Jordan and version of Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of do want to see somebody that looks like him, especially like we go to Hollywood Boulevard and see like 80 different impressions of Michael Jackson. Like, yeah, I kind of want to see somebody that like kind of embodies him. I mean, that crowd. I mean, I remember my mom would talk about how, Mike would come to LA and just the whole blocks, like almost entire city blocks would be like almost entire cities would be blocked off because he was moving like the president. You know what I'm saying? Just because of how many people would come out just to see Michael Jackson. It was just a different time, different time in pop culture. And I'm just excited to see how they capture that. Oh man, like y'all mentioned, Colman Domingo. Look at him just looking evil.
Evil.
Oh my God, look at him. Like, I'm scared right here just looking at this screenshot. Like, Jesus, like, don't hurt me, Unc. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's crazy because Colman Domingo, to me, he's one of the most like the warmest presence on screen and in real life. Like, I don't know if I've talked about it here, but I got to hang out with Colman Domingo for a very good chunk of time, not just like a little meet and greet. I was chatting with him and he charmed me. I was like literally like googly eyes for him. He is just the sweetest, kindest presence. So for him to tap into this other level, crazy. And then who's the relative that's playing Michael? Sorry, the tequila.
Yeah, no, that's Jaafar Jackson, who is
Jaafar Jackson.
Yeah, Michael Jackson's nephew. Yeah.
And I think with that, and going back to what you were saying, my biggest thing for any biopic is I don't care for somebody to do an impression. I want to see them embody the most important traits. It's great that he looks like him. It's great that he's going to have that energy. Not you with the pineapple Henny. I already know. Yeah. It's great that he looks like him, but I think most importantly, he really just needs to embody his spirit and his presence. And so as long as he captures that, I think that, he's doing it justice.
Yeah, no,
For sure.
sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
You gonna say?
I was gonna say, are his vocals too? Is that his vocals?
So that's I think those are his vocals, like saying the lines. I think they're gonna use the OG Michael Jackson tracks for the singing. It's funny because I've been shooting my shot at everybody trying to see his movie early. You know what I'm saying? Lionsgate, everybody. So they send me some a lot of these images and stuff y'all see, shout out to them. They actually sent these through. You know what I'm saying? So then I had seen the screenshot. I actually saw this screenshot, and I literally thought, like, did they just take a real photo? Like, is this a real photo or something? Like, what's going on? I mean, gosh dang, he looks so good. And then apparently some reports are indicating that, even it's like a family affair. So even like people like Janet Jackson are like on set. Janet Jackson in her own right is a phenomenal actress. Like, there's a lot of movies that Poetic Justice, a lot of movies that,
always,
she's phenomenal. So, the fact that maybe she's also kind of maybe coaching them a little bit on set. Antoine Fuqua, you got to remember, he directed Denzel in Training Day. Like, one of the greatest performances in recent history. He's directed a lot of great performances. So Antoine Fuqua, Colman Domingo, Nia Long as oh man, why I keep forgetting Mama's name? Oh my gosh, why am I forgetting Mama's name? But she's looking great in there as well. Catherine Jackson, of course. She's looking great in there as well. I mean, yeah, the whole cast. This is literally one of my most anticipated movies in a long time. I mean, listen, it can be the most by the numbers standard biopic. I think they said there's going to be like 20 something songs in this movie. Like, how are you going to have 20 something songs in one movie? I have no idea. If it's literally just like a 2-hour music video, I don't care. This is the one movie I'm going to like give that pass to. Like, just fine, give me the music video. I don't care. If it's a music video with like some good acting in between, I'm kind of here for that,
Yeah,
For
and
sure.
I think. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just saying for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, biopics, these types of situations, Oscars give them that love, especially for something like makeup and hairstyling. Again, seeing the fact that, of course, to make him Michael, they had to do a lot there. So even though he does, obviously he's family and he looks like him. Miles Teller, Colman Domingo, like we're saying. It is really interesting to see how they're going to utilize all these prosthetics throughout the years, especially because, we're seeing glimpses right now, but this is going from Jackson 5 to later in his career. So even Colman Domingo's look is going to change throughout the film. He's going to get older. And so that also really excites me from just like makeup, hairstyling, costuming. I think those are always like some of my favorite aspects of any biopic. And I mean, the costuming looks really good so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say that's definitely a highlight from the trailer for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the costuming looks phenomenal. The cinematography looks great. I also think that oh man, I literally lost my thought just that quick. I'm so sorry. But it's from producer Graham King, who did Bohemian Rhapsody, or was the producer on Bohemian Rhapsody. So look, I think this movie does have a good potential for like awards consideration. Sabrina, like you said, it really just depends on, how good it is. I mean, it just really depends on the quality, right? With other musical biopics of like recent memory, there haven't been a lot of good ones. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. There aren't a lot of great music biopics. But what I was gonna say, sorry, I just remember what I was gonna say. The most interesting part of the trailer to me was when they showed Michael Jackson coming out on the stretcher, and then he looked like wrapped up. Of course, if you know Michael Jackson lore, that is the famous Pepsi concert incident where like the light fell on his head, or some fire like fell on his head, and his hair caught on fire. And ultimately, that is the moment that he got addicted to painkillers, which was what killed him ultimately with the morphine and the propofol. So it's just very fascinating that look like they're touching on all the big details in Michael's life. I know Joseph Ashley was talking about whether they address the controversy. Again, I think I talked about this on Real Ones. The controversy, it looks like they probably edited it out, or they may be doing it for like a part 2 situation. I remember when we were at CinemaCon, Sabrina, they showed a version of the trailer. And the trailer that they're showing here is pretty different than what they showed at CinemaCon too, granted. But the version they showed at CinemaCon, it did look like he was walking out of the courthouse with like the umbrella on. It looked like we saw some shots of like a courthouse kind of situation. I think the original version of the movie, they did have that, but they had to push it back because of like legal issues and stuff. People are saying that this maybe is a 2-parter, like you said, Sabrina. If they do address it, maybe it's in like a part 2 type of situation. But if it's like I don't think we're going to see any addressing it in this movie, personally.
Especially with like working with the family. You know, I feel like a lot of the times when we see, like, even in Bohemian Rhapsody or anything else, like any controversies are kind of swept under the rug. Straight Outta Compton, same one with like
Yeah.
Dr. Dre. You never get into any of that. So it's kind of expected to me, but I would not be against potentially seeing them tackle that in a part two, like we said, and especially later career stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very tricky, but yeah, I would prefer if they did, to be honest. I
Yeah.
think it would work.